All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Dubois County Chamber of Commerce Annual Meeting and Award Ceremony. I'm Angie Sanchez-Hostetter, the Executive Director of the Chamber, and it's truly wonderful to see everybody here today. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize the incredible people who help guide my organization throughout the year, my board of directors. I have Paul Wall, retired Kimball Electronics, Dave Ring, Ring Farms, Andrea Peters, Family Roots Nursery, Madison Kirst, Liberty Federal Credit Union, Andy Chin, Northeast Dubois Schools, Kristen Steiner, Old National Bank, Cabrera Bushketter, Springs Valley Bank and Trust, our secretary, Mark Stezik from Lincoln Amphitheater, treasurer is Rachel Kleesner from OFS, and my board president is Amy Galhausen with Quality Home Care. Please help me thank our board for the leadership, their vision, and countless hours that they dedicate to help strengthen my chamber. Next, I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to all the sponsors who made today's event possible. Our gold sponsors are Springs Valley Bank and Trust, Seifert Construction, Sultan's Run, and German American Bank. Blue sponsors, Old National Bank, Universal Design, Dubois County Republicans, Jasper Engines and Transmissions, Touch of Class, Man Enterprise, Freedom Bank, and the Kirstein's Companies. And then silver, I have FD Tucker, Matrix Integration, Myers Distributing, Barbest Foods, the Sisters of St. Benedict's, Vincennes University Jasper Campus, and PSC Fiber. I'd also like to send out a thank you to the Venue 1408 for this beautiful space, Sanders Catering for today's meal, and Family Roots Nursery for our decor. On behalf of myself and the board of directors, thank you, all of you guys, for coming today and supporting the Dubois County Chamber of Commerce. Our mission is to serve businesses of all sizes by providing leadership, advocacy, and opportunities for collaboration. We work at a county, regional, and state level to help our members grow and succeed. The Chamber proudly serves as the eyes, ears, and voice of our business community, attending different city and county meetings and representing your interests across multiple boards and committees. We are also proud to invest in the next generation through our Chamber Scholarship Program, which is awarded to a graduating senior from every one of our county schools who plans to further their education in business. It's one of the ways we're helping to build strong future leaders right here at home. Another way we continue to support our members is through our quarterly grant program. This grant is available to all locally owned and operated businesses with 50 or fewer employees. Our most recent recipient was the Beehive Homes in Huntingburg, who used their grant to create a beautiful garden space for their residents. Applications for our next round are available now on our website, and you will find a QR code on all of your tables that will take you directly to that application page. We will be accepting applications until December 10th. And finally, I'm thrilled to announce that we will be launching a new website and member directory. Designed by Indigo Web Services, it's more beautiful and user-friendly than ever. Our customizable directory by Memby will help allow members to personalize their listings and better showcase their business to the community. Be on the lookout for an email in the coming weeks to show you how to update your listing and sign in. We are always focused on fostering new business growth, but we never want to overlook the incredible talent and dedication, leadership that we already have here in Dubois County. One of the things we're most proud of as a chamber is having the opportunity to recognize and celebrate outstanding leaders in our community. These individuals and businesses who continue to make a lasting impact through their work and service. At this time, I would like to invite Amy Galehausen, my board president, to the stage to begin the awards portion of today's program.
Thanks, Angie. Good morning, good afternoon. We're hitting the noon hour here. Each year, we receive numerous submissions for our Chamber Awards, and we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone who took the time to submit such thoughtful nominations. Every one of our finalists has made a lasting impact on Dubois County through their work, community involvement, and philanthropy. Being nominated by your peers is an honor in and of itself, and every one of our finalists is truly deserving of recognition. It's my honor to present these nominees and awards to you today. We will begin with the 2025 Dubois County Young Professional of the Year. Our first finalist is Lauren Moondy. A proud graduate of Forest Park and IU's Kelly School of Business, Lauren began her career in Louisville before returning home to Dubois County to join Cipher Construction, a company whose values align perfectly with her own. Her passion for community and involvement runs deep. She serves on the Dubois County Community Foundation's Finance Committee and Board of Directors, and as treasurer for both the Tri-County YMCA and Young Professionals Network of Southern Indiana. Through the Young Professionals Network, Lauren discovered her love for junior achievement, where she's affectionately known by third graders at Ferdinand Elementary as Miss Money. She also volunteers for Mentors for Youth alongside her husband, Mitchell. Most recently, Lauren helped launch Framing Ferdinand, a nonprofit dedicated to downtown revitalization, where she serves as president. Guided by collaboration and service, Lauren continues to invest her time and heart into making Ferdinand and Dubois County stronger for generations to come. Our second finalist is Austin Welp. Austin's journey of service began in 2018 as a summer camp counselor at Tri-County YMCA, an experience that ignited his lifelong passion for helping others. After graduating from University of Southern Indiana, he returned full-time to the YMCA as program coordinator and soon took on leadership with several organizations across the county. Austin serves as president for both Community Chew and Teen Outback and is a board member of DC Multisport and the Rotary Club of Dubois County. Now the Assistant Director of Special Projects and Advancement at Vincennes University Jasper, Austin coordinates the Jasper Strassenfest Half-Pot fundraiser, which funds local scholarships. His deep faith and energy for service continue to inspire all who know him. Our third finalist is Steffi Schmucker. A Purdue University graduate with a degree in business management, Steffi brings both skill and heart to her work as a commercial banker at German American Bank. Beyond her professional role, she is deeply engaged in the community, serving on the Pfaffenweiler Partnership Commission, the Framing Ferdinand Organization Committee, and volunteering for junior achievement. Steffi is also on the board of Strings Incorporated, vice president of the Forest Park Youth Soccer Association, and treasurer for both the Next Act and Alassie. A past president of the Jasper Kiwanis Club and graduate of Dubois County Leadership Academy, Steffi embodies servant leadership. Alongside her husband, Florian, and their two children, she continues to enrich Dubois County through service, family, and community spirit. The 2025 Dubois County Young Professional of the Year is Austin Welp. The next award we will be giving out today is the 2025 Dubois County Business Person of the Year. Our first finalist is Kathy Treader. For more than 3 decades, Kathy has served as the heart and voice behind Ferdinand News and Spencer County Leader. As a publisher, editor, writer, and sometimes even delivery driver, She leads with humor, humility, and grit. Kathy has served on numerous boards, including Crisis Connection, the Dubois and Spencer County Historical Societies, and the Hoosier State Press Association, where she's a past president and current foundation treasurer. Kathy can be found at any event across Dubois County supporting local businesses and community organizations. Her many honors include the Rotary Club's Athena Award, induction into the Indiana Journalism Hall of Fame, and Sagamore of the Wabash. A storyteller, historian, and tireless community advocate, Kathy's work continues to connect and inspire the people of Dubois County and across southern Indiana. Our second finalist is Mike Ackerman. A third-generation leader of Ackerman Oil, Southern Indiana Propane, and Quitco, Mike, alongside his wife Ann and family, has carried on a proud legacy rooted in integrity, service, and innovation. The family's ISO 9000 certified companies are preparing the fourth generation for continued success as they look ahead to their 100th anniversary in the year 2040. Mike's commitment to community runs deep, supporting projects like YMCA and countless local causes, from school sports to festivals and fire departments. He's an active volunteer with Precious Blood Church, the Jasper German Club, and the Strassenfest Committee. He has provided transportation for the Jasper Band Semi to football games for over 2 decades. Mike's leadership blends professionalism, family values, and a genuine love for his hometown. Our third finalist is Kyle Leakin. Kyle began his career with Jasper Engines and Transmissions in 2010 and now leads Jasper Innovative Solutions. He played a key role in relocating JIS to Jasper, bringing 35 new professional and distribution jobs to Dubois County. Kyle's passion for community service shines through his work with Will Read and Sing for Food, helping raise nearly $150,000 for area nonprofits. He serves on the Next Act board, where he was president in 2023 and 2024. Raising funds, he's also active in Jasper Endows today and tomorrow, raising funds for organizations like Dove Recovery House and Anderson Woods. A husband, father, and dedicated leader, Kyle continues to combine business success with meaningful impact in Dubois County. The 2025 Dubois County Business Person of the Year is Kathy Tretter. Our final award for the day is the 2025 Dubois County Business of the Year. Our first finalist is The Next Chapter. Located in downtown Jasper, The Next Chapter is a warm, community-centered coffee and bookshop built around connection and purpose. It's not just about coffee or books, it's about what happens over them. Each month, The Next Chapter highlights a local nonprofit or family in need through their impact focus, donating a percentage of profits and all tips to that specific cause. Their mission is simple yet powerful: to remind everyone that they matter, that words hold great power, and that there's always more to be written. Our second finalist is Mann Enterprises. Founded by Susan and Rick Mann in 1997, Mann Enterprises began with a single McDonald's franchise in Corbin, Kentucky, and expanded to Dubois County in 2015. Today, they proudly operate 11 McDonald's locations across southern Indiana. Guided by the strong roots in their faith, the Manns live by the principle: start where you are, take what you have, and do what you can. Their generosity extends across the community, supporting causes like Ronald McDonald House Charities, Night to Shine, Shop with a Cop, Mercy Ships, Young Life, and countless other organizations within all the county local schools. With family and faith at the heart of all they do, the Manns credit their employees and community as the true reason behind their success. Our third finalist is Dubois & Sons. A fourth-generation, family-owned business, Dubois & Sons has been serving Southern Indiana since 1929. So we're almost at that 100-year mark. With dealerships in Jasper and Vincennes, they proudly represent Chevrolet, Cadillac, Toyota, GMC, and Isuzu commercial vehicles. Their slogan, "Where customers send their friends," reflects nearly a century of trust and dedication within the community. Dubois & Sons leads with heart, supporting local schools, churches, and countless local charities. Their employees embrace their heart of community by giving back through many programs, such as the 12 Days of Giving, the Open Tab, and Coats for Kids. Their deep commitment to community and service continues to make them a driving force in Dubois County. The 2025 Dubois County Business of the Year is Dubois & Sons. You guys all come up for a picture. While they're taking a picture, I would like to take just a moment, if we can all give all of our finalists and award winners one last round of applause. And next year, about this time, if you will follow the newsletters that we send out, social media pages, there will be links. So as you're sitting here today, if there is someone that you work with, that you know, that you think would be deserving of one of these awards in any of these categories, please remember that. And when the nomination time comes next year, please make sure that you send in that information for us. So at this time, I'm going to hand it back over to you, Angie.
All right, congratulations, everyone. Every single nominee was beyond deserving for these awards. We are really impressed with all the different nominations we got this year. All right, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Dave Fisher. Dave and his wife, Diana, own and operate Fisher Farms near St. Anthony, where they've built a thriving business known for its commitment to premium quality, natural, local, and sustainable products. Dave's background in industrial engineering and global experience has helped shape the Fisher Farms brand into a well-known name across Indiana and beyond. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Dave Fisher.
All right. Thank you very much for having me speak. I'll try to keep it short. I know I'm the last thing on the agenda. But first of all, I would like to introduce, if you don't mind standing up, my wife Diana and her parents, Dave and Rita. They were all instrumental, obviously, especially Diana, who is our CEO. So I get to spend more time on the farm. She spends a lot of time making the orders happen and so forth, and with my son as well. But I thought I'd start off with a story. Everybody likes stories, right? So, and it's part of the question of why did I move back to Dubois County, which I'm sure is a question that a lot of people ask, how do we get more young people to move back? So anyways, I was doing the consulting work, traveling all the time, and I got home Friday evening in time for dinner. And so we're all gathered around the table. My wife asked, what should we do this weekend? And my little 2.5-year-old son stood up on his chair. He was all excited and said, I know, Daddy, you can sleep at our house. Yeah, that one hit pretty hard. So we figured things out to where we can move back home and be around the grandparents as the kids were growing up. So why don't you go ahead. The first thing I want to start off with is talking a little bit about our employees. We'll see if it works here. There we go. So anyways, we are based in St. Anthony. We actually have two separate businesses, both the farm as well as the meat business. So we've got a group of folks there that really go above and beyond to make things happen for us every week. Go ahead, Diana. So I'll first of all talk about the farm. We are a 6th-generation farm. The farm was bought from the sheriff back in 1865 when the original owner did not return from the Civil War. So it's been in our family a long time. We have about 750 acres, plus we rent or network with other farmers, such as Gene Hossetter, who's sitting out here someplace, to help us raise the cattle. We also practice regenerative agriculture to really rebuild our soils. And I thought it'd be interesting to talk about that a little bit more, just why we have to rebuild our soils. So go ahead to the next. So as you all probably know, is 200 years ago, this area was all hardwoods, right? Especially on the east side of Dubois County. Hardwood, those huge trees were harvested, and then the plow came out. And my dad talked about how you'd go hook up a horse to a plow, you'd plow the field all day. The next day you'd hook up a disc and you'd plow or disc the field all day, then plant. But what was also interesting is then you had to cultivate all summer long, and you kept that soil loose. And every rain we had on these hills would wash that topsoil away. One of the interesting things is underneath hardwoods, there's only about 6 inches of topsoil. And I dare anybody to go out into a woods that has been woods for a long time and find any place that's more than 6 inches. It's very thin topsoils in this area compared to if you go to Minnesota, northern Illinois, and so forth, where they had the grasslands that really built the soil, where they will have 3 feet deep. So we're left in this area with very thin soils. So go ahead. And I promise I'm not going to talk about soils and ryegrass the whole time. But I will a little bit. So anyways, this is ryegrass, my beautiful wife standing out there in the field about this time of year. And then we have this annual crop rotation where we plant ryegrass about the 1st of September, and then we'll plant corn when we harvest the ryegrass as silage in about the 1st of June. So that really worked for us. We did it for basically production reasons. And that's one thing I always like to point out is regenerative agriculture cannot cost more than conventional agriculture. If it does, it's not going to work. We've really got to figure out ways where it can cost the same or cost less. So what I wanted to point out on here are the roots. And again, I can talk about this for a long time, but it's those roots in the ground that really builds the soil. We figured out with some help from some university folks that when you have that deep-rooted soil or deep-rooted plants, such as ryegrass, which has 4,000 pounds of roots per acre, that 50% of that turns to persistent organic matter. Versus if you just till in the top part of the plant, only 13% of it will stick around as organic matter. So it's all about having crops that grow a lot of roots and then not tilling the soil. So that's a big part of what we've been trying to do on our farm. Go ahead, Diana. And it was interesting enough, Dr. Lloyd Murdoch from the University of Kentucky is the one who really pointed this out to us. I originally did the deep-rooted system really to help hold up the calves, keep them out of the muck and so forth. It was almost like planting an instant sod. But what he showed us, and go ahead to the next one, Diana, is how much we've really built our soil by doing that. He took a field that in 2010 we had divided in half. Part of it was going to be permanent pasture, the other side was going to be ryegrass, corn silage rotation. And you see on the right side on the slide, or actually your left, the topsoil that we had, he was very generously calling it 3.75 inches. It was probably less than that. Subsoil and hard fragipan down below that. Again, I'm not going to talk about it by real long, but basically around this area, we have what's referred to as the bottom of the pot. You've got about 24 inches deep in soil, and then the roots will hit that and go sideways. Water hits it and goes sideways. It's this fragipan that was built 300 million years ago. Very typical in this area, Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and so forth. This whole area, we've got hard fragipans. So what he was demonstrated with our soil, plus a lot of other research that he's done, is that we were able to break up about 14 inches of that fragipan, turn it into subsoil, and turn it into topsoil in just 7 years. So again, we didn't know we were doing this. This wasn't our intent, but we sure liked the benefits, and that's what we're really pushing for now. And last year, there were over 3,000 acres of ryegrass planted in kind of this network of farmers that we've created with this ryegrass. So we're proud about that. We're going to continue. We've got a lot of other things we're doing on the farm. As Diana says, you want to ruin 3 hours, come ask me about them later, and we'll talk more about them. But now I'm going to talk more about the meat business. Last thing here is just what we're trying to do here is build what I call the chocolate cake of soils. You want to have that dark, rich soil that also falls apart. It's aggregated, good water holding capacity. All right, I'll stop talking about soil. So now about our meat business. So we started selling direct in 2004. Another good story on this, when we moved back to the area, that really wasn't our intent. We had no intention of building a meat business and so forth. I bought some really good cattle. I went to the local auction and I said, what are you looking for in cattle? And I went up to a guy he had just bought about 75% of the cattle at the auction. Big guy, about 450 pounds. I stopped him as they had a break. Said, what are you looking for? And he got right up in my face, pointed in my chest and said, you don't worry about quality, you worry about quantity. And he brushed beside me, went off to the cafeteria, and I said, something's wrong here. The guy who's buying 75% of the cattle could care less about quality. That's not really a market I want to be in. So over the next couple of years, we figured out, hey, we want to start selling direct. We sold a lot at farmers markets initially, some half beefs and so forth. Again, kind of realized that's probably not a model to grow a business. When you take $1,000 of meat to a farmer's market and you bring $800 back every week, or 800 pounds, it's just not a good business model. So anyways, we started selling direct to restaurants and so forth. Again, another good story. In the summer of 2005, we decided on the restaurants, went in knocking on doors, took my daughter with me in tow, and I knocked on 17 restaurant doors in Bloomington. I got one yes. He's still a good customer of ours, Chef David Talent, who's now the executive chef at IU, but I always tease him, if you wouldn't have said yes, I wouldn't be in this business. So now we process about 35 to 50 beef every week. We do about 80 to 115 hogs. We have some seasonality with our different customers. But we also do turkey, eggs, maple syrup, honey. A lot of those products come from a Amish group in Paoli that we've been real happy to support over the last 15 years. And then we also have a network of 35 area farmers. And as we continue to grow, and I'll talk about our expansion plans, we don't envision ourselves being the Yellowstone of southern Indiana. We really want to keep our farm the same, and we're adding a lot of network farmers that follow our prescription for quality. We sell to about 200 restaurants. That little 2.5-year-old boy who stood up on his chair is now our sales manager, 32 years old in Indianapolis. Does a great job making that happen. So we also sell to universities, IU, Butler, Wabash, UND, Rose-Hulman, a lot of retail stores, plus about 40 individuals per week. And the last one has really been taking off for us lately, which is really selling through distributors. We work with Piazza Foods as well as US Foods. And US Foods is an interesting case in that they're constantly battling Cisco. If you've seen the Cisco trucks, the US Foods trucks, and so forth. And they use us as a differentiator, which has really worked out well. And they will only mark up our product sometimes 2%, sometimes 5%, and so forth, because that's their foot in the door. It's something different for them to offer. So I just thought I'd pass that along. A couple more stories. Nick's English Hut. All you IU alumni out there, I'm sure you've been at Nick's. That was an interesting story in that he called me up in March of 2006, and I always remember exactly where I was at in the field. I was working on fence. I get a phone call from Rags, who was the owner. At that time, Nick's was owned by Rags and Bugs, but two really good guys. But Rags calls me up and says that he called up his local butcher shop, and he got the answering machine that said they're out of business. And he said, I've been buying, my 200 pounds and 1/3 pound patties from them every week, blah, blah, blah. Now I don't have any place to buy it. Can you give me 200 pounds for tomorrow? I said, sure, no problem. Hang up the phone, call up Standard Processing and said, that one beef we got hanging? I don't care if you got to grind ribeyes or whatever you got to do. I need 200 pounds and 1/3 pound patties. They said, no problem. Go back to working on fence. 5 minutes later, I get a phone call from Rags again. And he says, I found another local butcher shop. Never mind bringing the burgers. Yeah, that's what I said. So then I said, well, I tell you what, we've already got them being made. Why don't you let me bring just one box, and we'll talk about it. He said, sure, come on up. So the next day I took him that one box. He really liked the quality, but I think he also understood that he could sell the story as well, that there was a marketing opportunity to help them grow their business. And Bugs and Rags, at that point, were really trying to get away from being known as a great college hangout from 9 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the morning to being the place where you come at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock for dinner. So anyways, the first year that they started working with us, so I should say that obviously he said yes and has been buying from us ever since. But that first year he started working with us, it was the first year that they had higher food sales than alcohol sales. And that's kind of the value prop that we go talk to a lot of our customers about. Another interesting one is like Upland Brewery. When working with them, they're one of our best customers. They explained to me, and I hope I'm not sharing too much information, but the variable cost for them to produce a beer, and again, you're at the brewery, is 26 cents. So they're selling that beer for $5, $6. So they're not really as concerned if that burger costs an extra 20 cents as long as they get more customers in the door. So again, it's all about that value prop that we're going to our customers with. Go ahead. So the next one I want to point out, this is a new steakhouse in Louisville. We're very happy that we were able to get this customer. It's called Bourbon, which supposedly means bourbon in France, but it's been a really good customer of ours. And we just really started in the Louisville market. And what it's good about this is that we really targeted a high-end restaurant. And that's what we did in Indianapolis. You go in and you show that you've got the quality for a high-end restaurant. The other restaurants take notice, the other chefs take notice, and so forth. So that was really our target in Louisville, and happy to say they're a good customer of ours now. Bad news is there won't be a lot of fillets available in Christmas. They take a lot of fillets, don't they, Diana? So here they are. It's part of our sales process is we bring them on a tour. So they brought their bus, and you can see we're talking to them in our finishing barns. The tall gentleman there, he's the main executive chef. So we got him surrounded by carcasses, and then we invited him to our house for lunch. So I'll talk a little bit more about our expansion. So we opened up this facility in 21. It's in St. Anthony. It's about 6,000 square feet. We've got about 8 employees working there. But right next to our building is Sanders Processing new facility, which is about 11,000 square feet, 25 employees. So before this, we were really working out of Sanders Celestine plant. So by moving into this plant in St. Anthony, it really tripled our capacity at that time. Okay. So here's what the inside of it looks like. There's my lovely wife, Diana, working away. But basically on the Sanders side, they process the meat, bring it over to us already in packages. One interesting thing is everything we do is made to order. You're not going to find a big finished goods inventory. You're not going to find finished goods inventory, hopefully, at our plant. What we do is we process that animal after we get an order from a customer. And so we have to obviously keep everything balanced. You might get about 10 pounds of fillets, but you're going to get 350 pounds of ground beef. So we got to keep everything balanced every week. When we go get new fillet customers, we got to go get new ground beef customers and so forth. But maintaining that balance is one of our biggest challenges. All right, so now I want to play a little Family Feud. We asked, literally, 100 of our customers responded. And you're the audience. No. But anyways, 100 of our customers responded. We asked them, why do they buy our meat? And we gave them multiple choices, and we had like 10 different items on there. Anybody want to guess at what the #1 reason why they buy our meat is? Quality. Thank you. You guys know this script. Quality it is. Go on to the next. And we've really focused on this since day one. Coming from a software background, in the software business, you're either #1 or you don't exist in a couple of years because it's so easy. The variable costs are very low. So coming into this, I've been preaching quality for a long time, and we said, hey, we're going to figure out how to really make the best steaks. So it really comes down to both the tenderness, taste, marbling, and consistency. One of the phrases I always like to say is, it's easy to produce one really good quality steak. The hard thing is producing a quality steak every time. And that's what these restaurant customers have to have. And that's really the opportunity we get because the big conventional guys don't know the history, don't know the genetics of the animal and so forth, so they have inconsistent. Even though it may look good, when you start biting into it, it's going to be more inconsistent. So we do that through top quality genetics, our grazing and feed program, which again we've worked with, that was probably mostly Purdue and Michigan State to help us develop that program. And the last part is still quality processing. Even if you've got a good animal, you've got to get it cut right, you've got to get it processed right, the right leanness on the ground beef and all those kind of things. So Sanders has been great to work with to help us create that quality product. Okay. Number two, I spoiled this one, clean. Customers want our meat, and I think the best adjective for it is that it's clean. And by that, they mean that there's no chemicals during processing and no chemicals during feeding the animal as well. And that's a big thing that people are looking for now. And just to give go ahead to the next one, to give a good example, I don't know if you can read this, but this is what area schools are serving our kids. This is the actual ingredient list from ground beef patties. I'm not going to mention which schools, but this is very common across the United States. On the left, you got the flame broiled beef patty, and just look at all those ingredients. And then you've got the applesauce burger. It's interesting to me that applesauce is way down there below some of these other chemicals on the ingredient list. So anyways, a lot of room for improvement. We're working with the USDA on this. We showed them this, and they said, well, what would your label look like? Can you produce a slide that shows what your label would be? I said, okay, it's ground beef. Okay. So we are planning an expansion in 26. We're finalizing some things with some new big potential customers, but we are planning to do about a 12,000 square foot addition. A big part of it is to automate a lot of what we do. The further processing right now is our biggest labor, and it's our biggest cost differential why we have to charge more for our beef. So we're putting in those lines. We're also going to put in a cooked meats facility. And just to show you a little bit about what this equipment looks like, go ahead and advance it 2 more times and you can start seeing it happen. So that's the magic carpet on your left, dropping in those 1 pound chubs of ground beef. On the right is the burger patty machine. I stood next to it when they had it running at 4 burgers per second. I could not count them that fast. But this is what we compete against. There's some big companies, that's all they do. There's a place up in Michigan that has 6 of these lines making burger patties. So we're going to have 1, and we should be on a very similar cost structure with them then. All right, so we're going to tie this into our existing homegrown ERP system, which luckily my other son, Kyle, has just joined us in the business to take over and run with this side of things. Go ahead to the next slide. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but this really is a diagram of what we're also really trying to do, is we want to have it touchless where no one really is thinking about those orders that come in. So this just shows that we're going to have a stuffer, a form line, that matrix loader, that's that magic carpet, goes into a packaging machine, gets labeled, gets put on the package. The main point about all this and what we're really trying to achieve is I want to have it where, so the scenario is Indiana University has a chef that's setting up their menu and they enter what they want to be serving. That automatically goes through a bill of material explosion, creates a EDI order that we receive, and that's how we currently work with them. We already receive that order electronically, goes into our system, and then we're going to automatically schedule that on the line. Again, no one has thought about the order. It gets scheduled in the right slot. It runs through, it gets the right label put on it, it gets on the package, and it gets the right label put on the box. It's sitting on the skid, ready to go to the customer. So the only human interaction is noticing that, hey, there's a skid of product now that has to go to IU, and it goes on that IU truck. So anyways, that's really our end goal. There's a lot of things I can talk about on the farm side as far as our goals as well. but we really want to get to where it's touchless, as little as human labor and thought and mistakes can creep in. So that's kind of where we're headed, and I believe that's about all. So don't ask me about ryegrass, but any other questions are fine. All right. Any questions? All right, I'll let her go. Thank you all very much.
A lot taller than me. All right. Thank you, Dave, for sharing your story with us today. As a small token of our appreciation, I do have a small gift for you here to give you.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, before we close, I would like once again to thank Venue 1408, Sanders Catering, Family Roots Nursery, and all of our sponsors for making today possible. Congratulations again to the finalists and the award winners. Your leadership and hard work continues to make Dubois County stronger. And then a very special thank you to my board of directors for your guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support, not only for me, but the entire business community that we serve. Thank you again, all of you guys, for joining us today. Be sure to watch your inbox for the member directory registration. We look forward to seeing everyone's nominations for next year's awards. I really don't know how we could top the nominees we had this year. It's quite inspiring. I know we're a little early, but I don't think that's necessarily a problem for anyone. You're more than welcome to stay and network and hang out in that. And then if not, have a great afternoon. Thank you so much, guys.